If you look around the country, they do have programs, unfortunately, well, they will take a student, look at their race, say, okay, you're white, you're an oppressor. If you're black, you're oppressed. And think about what that does to a 6 or 7-year-old kid. That's wrong. You're seeing that. You have people that are teaching, and actually his running mate has said this in the past, that teaching the United States was built on stolen land. That is inappropriate for our schools. It's not true.
The US was absolutely built on stolen land. That's not even something that is disagreed about. It was stolen from Native Americans. There was a genocide committed by settlers from Europe. We all know this. So to say it's incorrect and inappropriate to learn about tells you everything you need to know about Ron DeSantis. This is what he does. And you can also hear the audience losing its mind as he makes that inaccurate claim. Now, this is during the Florida gubernatorial debate between the Republican incumbent, Ron DeSantis, and his opponent, Charlie Crist, who's running as a Democrat, but make no mistake, he is no lefty, not by any stretch of the imagination. He was supportive of efforts to keep gay marriage banned in this country. He's just not, he ain't your savior. Let's just put it that way. So someone isn't necessarily our friend because we might share the same enemy. And let's be clear, Charlie Crist has no chance of winning, but that doesn't mean that there weren't some interesting, spicy moments during this debate, particularly the fact that Ron DeSantis was basically shadowboxing Joe Biden the entire time. So let's watch that.
Look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor. Yes or no? Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida? It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
Homeboy is not going to answer that question. He's planning on running in 2024. The question is, will he run even if Donald Trump announces that he intends to run? We don't know for sure yet, but look, I mean, to some extent, like he didn't say, yes, I make that promise. He didn't say no either, but like it's clear that he's not willing to serve the full term. If, he's definitely thinking about running. So that's clear. Now, why did Crist hit him with that question? Because the entire time Ron DeSantis was campaigning against Joe Biden. This is a gubernatorial debate about who will serve as Florida's next governor. And polls do indicate that Ron DeSantis is poised to win. He's got a massive lead over Charlie Crist. But before we get to those numbers, I just want to provide this fun compilation, giving you a sense of just how often DeSantis mentioned Biden.
Charlie Crist has voted with Joe Biden 100% of the time. He supports Biden's energy policies. Well, first, I think we have the worst inflation of 40 years. It's much more expensive to replace a roof today than just 3 years ago, thanks to the Biden-Crist policies. Why are fuel and natural gas prices up? Because of the Biden-Crist energy policies. Well, we know that these are the effects of the Biden-Crist policies, the worst inflation in 40 years. And Charlie Crist votes with Biden 100% of the time. You say you're for the secure border, but this is all happening under the Biden administration and the policies that Charlie Crist supports.
DeSantis is already on that campaign trail. One thing that I wanted to highlight was the fact that DeSantis had mentioned that insuring your home in Florida has become much more expensive under the Biden administration. He completely left out the fact that insurance companies, look, the whole point of insurance companies is to make money, right? So they do the calculations. They realize that extreme weather, hurricanes, for instance, have been happening more and more often, and they're far more extreme. And that it's maybe, did they do the cost benefit analysis and they realize, yeah, maybe we don't want to insure people in Florida. So after Hurricane Andrew, a lot of those insurance companies decided we're not going to do business in Florida. These hurricanes happen too often. It's not really great for our business model. It's not great for our profits. And Florida, interestingly enough, after that, decided to subsidize insurance. The state started to subsidize insurance in cases where private insurance wasn't, willing to provide the coverage that homeowners needed in the state. So that's interesting. But now that these hurricanes are happening more and more often, and now that they're more and more intense, thanks to a fun thing called climate change, yeah, these insurance companies are charging much higher premiums, or they're deciding not to offer insurance in Florida at all, which means homeowners have less choices, and it's gonna cost them a lot more money to insure their homes. I mean, you could try to blame that on Biden, and honestly, with the lizard brain situation that we've got in this country, people are gonna buy it for sure. But no, guys, climate change is costing all of us. If it's not our lives or our health, it's costing us a lot of money through the endless, natural disasters that are exacerbated by climate change, through droughts, through emergencies that we keep hearing about, whether it's flooding or, hurricanes. It's just the reality of the situation. And you've got one party that wants to completely deny that it's something we need to be concerned about, and that's the party that Ron DeSantis comes from, Republicans. And then you have Democrats who are also beholden to corporate interests. So they put out, relatively milquetoast policies to combat climate change. Obviously not nearly enough to do what needs to be done to respond to the emergency effectively. So here we are with two pathetic parties that are just self-interested entities looking to increase their campaign coffers through pandering to corporate interests, who look to increase the amount of money they've got personally by investing in individual stocks, which makes them personally invested in the very corporations that they're supposed to regulate. Then that's, we've got the fake debate. You look at that debate stage, and I don't know, some people, I guess the corporate media might have you believe that there's like a significant difference between the two, but Charlie Crist is no enemy to corporate interests. And he's definitely not our friend. And certainly Ron DeSantis doesn't fall under the category of comrade either. And it's the false choice that Americans have in every election cycle over and over and over again. The whole system needs to be reformed. And getting money out of politics at this point is the bare minimum.